Dallas artist Simon Pruitt discusses music, culture, shows, and future plans. I'm Andrew Sherman. I'm a Texas transplant who has always been in pursuit of art as a career. I've played in bands, pursued an acting career in Hollywood, but I found it behind the lens of a camera here in Dallas, Texas. I was born in New York, I've lived in Chicago, Los Angeles, Austin, but I love Dallas. There's a magical artistic scene in Dallas that mostly goes unnoticed to the outside world. This podcast is focused on what makes it so special and the people who make it thrive artistically. If you don't live here, and even if you do, you might not have heard of them. This is the Dallas Famous Podcast. So who you gonna be? Who you gonna be when you're all grown up? This week on the Dallas Famous Podcast, it's Simon Pruitt, a 21-year-old who's making waves in Dallas's vibrant music and art scene. From his early days working with State Fair Records, to booking shows at Zounds Sounds, to being a staff writer for the Dallas Observer, Simon's journey is a testament to his passion and dedication. With a bold approach to fostering local talent and a deep love for Dallas's creative community, he's helping shape the city's cultural future while staying true to his artistic roots. Simon is a great dude, and I know you'll love this one. Here it is. The Dallas Famous Podcast is supported by the Mullen & Mullen Music Project. The music project was created by Mullen & Mullen Injury Law Firm to champion the independent music scene in North Texas. Hello, we are back at the Deep Ellum Community Center, Dallas Famous. I've got Simon Pruitt. I'm going to call you a journalist. I don't know what to call you. What do you call yourself?
I don't really like journalists normally.
Okay.
Not like you. I never went to journalism school or anything.
Sure.
So just writer and
so
cool
you make
creative stuff.
That's your distinction between a journalist and a writer's school?
I feel like journalists are like, I think of like Bob Woodward, and I write about stupid, like, you know what I mean? Like my
stupid art stuff.
Yeah, well, I wrote like a big story this year that was about a guy that makes Lee Harvey Oswald sex dolls.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't really want to put myself in the journalist.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. We're actually friends. We work together on a bunch of shows, and I kind of wanted you on because I look at you as like the next generation of Dallas Famous, as it were. Like you're kind of picking up the torch and running with it, covering the scene. You book shows at Zounds Sounds B-Sides.
Yeah.
I just curious about how you got here. Cause like, I mean, my wife jokes, it's like, is he old enough to even be working? And it's like, you got a youthful look to you, but you are young, compared to old people like me. But I don't know. I was telling my friend, I was like, I kind of want to hear your story. I want to see how you got here. Cause it's interesting to me. Like, I'll say right away, you're somebody that gives me faith that the next generation we're going to be in good hands.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I believe that because your drive goes against your generation in a lot of ways. So anyway, like we get started at the beginning. You're obviously a Dallas guy. Yeah.
I grew up, I kind of had like two childhoods. I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Then I moved to Dallas at the beginning of high school. So like pre-high school and post-high school.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, like when you were younger, like what did you want to be when you grew up?
I always wrote, I never, I guess, had any experience with like newspapers. I work for the Dallas Observer now. But I guess I'm an only child. So a lot of time was spent being like very not collaborative and, sitting by myself. And I read a lot and writing stories. So I knew something creative. What I like about, I think what I fell into like the journalism-y writing world is that like I have a lot of things I love and this lets me touch on all of them. Uh-huh. Like I get to do a little bit of music. I get to go to art galleries. I get to go food stuff, like I get to kind of not decide for a while. And
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cool freedom. Yeah.
Well, because a lot of people who cover music or work in music were playing music and didn't succeed or just it wasn't their thing. Like, like that's not your story though.
Yeah, I never learned how to play or sang or anything. I play a little bit now. Nothing's like out or anything, but yeah, I've just always been really close to music. My mom sang, but never in like a band or anything like that. So I don't know. It's a little unconventional. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. So you got here in high school. God, like you've done so much since you've been here. It seems like
Yeah. It started in high school. I don't know if you know the whole origin. I did this really stupid thing in high school. I went to Lake Highlands High School. And my whole sort of trip was I thought it was weird. Like it wasn't Booker T. I thought it was weird that we had a lot of really talented musicians in high school for not being a performing arts school. And so I had this wild idea when I was 17 that I would throw like a 1-day festival with all of the artists from my school. And I didn't know like the scene well at the time. Like if I retrospect, I would have been like somewhere like Zounds or Artco maybe would be a good place. The only place I'd really been to was Granada. And so at 17, I think without a job, or I had just gotten a job maybe at like a bar, I rented out the Granada Theater, having zero of the dollars it takes. It's an expensive spot.
Yeah.
And then the funny thing is that I was signed the paper or whatever. And then I think walking out of the theater, it kind of hit me. I was like, I'm going to go to jail if people don't go to the show. Because like it's like an expensive spot.
Yeah.
And so I spent this was like 2021, my senior year of high school. So I spent the next, like literally door to door, like, please come to the show. And we ended up pretty close to breaking even. I didn't make money from it, but like everyone got paid. It was a great night. A lot of people showed up. And so through that, I met, did you ever know Trey Johnson?
I didn't get to meet Trey, no.
But you know from
Sure,
State
I know
Fair.
who he is, sure.
So I met Trey, who's since passed away. He's founded State Fair Records. I met him through that. And he really, I guess, kind of took to this insane 17-year-old kid doing this thing. And so after that big show at Granada, I called it OTO. It was one time only. That was like my brand I made. Trey hired me to work for State Fair Records for a little while, which I think is where I first met you. I think through
you might have
State
heard
Fair
of me.
stuff.
I don't think I knew who you were then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I maybe at a show or something. But yeah, that was my first like getting into the Dallas music world. I was this like kid who couldn't go to any of the bars with anyone. Courtney and Courtney Wells, who runs State Fair now, is like having to go to the door guy and be like, no, he's with us, like shoving me in the back door. And I was suddenly thrust into like, I was seeing Joshua Ray Walker and all these great country artists. And so I just got thrust into this. Everyone always compares it to like an Almost Famous kind of thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but it was cool. And I took a really crazy risk. And then somehow it was Trey that helped me. And then sadly passed away just a few months after I knew him. But
were any bands at that event bands that are still together, or
not really? None of them were in like the scene outside of that small like high school circuit, no one that has played a show, I don't think, since then, really.
So how long were you at State Fair? What were you doing there?
Up until, it was sort of off and on. Like I worked at the fair. I helped them do shows. I even went to like the record stores and selling physical copies of stuff. It was really cool. Definitely had my chest puffed out a lot in high school, being like, I work for record. I would always wear the State Fair T-shirt. And like,
sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a cool like trial by fire because it would sort of hit me sometimes that like 3 months ago I didn't know who any of these people were. I wasn't working in this space. I was already writing at that point when I did the show. But as far as like with Zounds and stuff, I hadn't had an experience.
What were you
with that.
writing? What were you doing with writing?
So I started a blog about basketball when I was 16. It was mainly out of boredom. I just wanted something to. I sort of felt like I missed that like 2000s generation of blogs and stuff.
Okay.
So I started a blog called Basketball Beeswax. It's still up. It's actually, some of it, I went and read some of the other day, like for being, I think 15 or 16, it's actually pretty decent. So that was my own thing. It was like a Google website I made. One day I ran across this Instagram ad for a blog called Music, Movies, and Hoops, which is like all that I'm about. Like the only three things I love. It was based out of Austin. It was like a blog. And so I just sent them like all of my stuff. And this guy named Sasha, who lived in Austin, who ran the site, hired me to write for his site. And I was 16 when I got my first like check for writing.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool.
Very cool.
It's a really like, that's a rare story anyway, but especially in like the 2020s. Like that may be something that would happen in like 2005.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got really lucky with the right people. And then basically I just everything I wrote for the last place I would send to another. I was writing for the Advocate magazine for a little while, and then now I'm at DO.
What your time at State Fair, like what did you learn about the industry or maybe Dallas? Like what were some things that you took away from that?
That's a good question. Well, I think, it's funny. Like the State Fair records, they have a stage at the actual State Fair, but they're unrelated entities. It's just a coincidence.
It's very confusing, yeah.
It's an unfortunate name. Like it is a cool name because it's very Texas, but then once you start working with the State Fair, like I remember it was so obnoxious being at the fair selling like State Fair Records merch, and everyone was like, oh, that's a cute, like the fair is doing this cute t-shirt for the bands. And I was like, no, we're a real thing, you know. I guess the biggest thing that I wasn't accustomed to was when I was at the fair. I guess I had never been part of something that was that like the fair is serious. You can't like not show up for something or
sure. Yeah,
you know, I mean, there's like millions of dollars going through everything.
Yeah.
Just being part of something at that scale. Obviously State Fair Records isn't working with like, I mean, Josh is pretty big, but they aren't working with these like crazy A-list,
right,
you know, talent or anything. But the fair was actually where I met Mark and Amy of Zounds Sounds.
Okay.
Yeah, which I don't know if did we mention Zounds?
Yeah, we mentioned it a little bit. They were on the show. So yeah, people know who they are.
Oh yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah.
I run a little music venue called Zounds Sounds B-Side. But the owners of Zounds Sounds, Mark and Amy, they played at the fair. And I was driving them back on their golf cart.
Oh, okay.
And this was after I had done the Granada show. And I had been doing other like OTO shows and stuff. And they had just gotten the space. They're at music school and they had the space next door to them that was vacant and they had just taken it over. And Amy, I think, just mentioned it in passing. And this is me, like, a through line through this is you'll see like audacity to just be like, okay, and here's how you're involving me and now I'm part of it. But Amy had just gotten this place that she was just making conversation with a stranger. And I was like, oh, I run shows and that's right by my house. And I think it should be this music venue. And I gave him this whole pitch. Then I ended up talking to Mark. And I think like 3 days later, I was there painting.
Wow.
Really weird. I know. A lot of really trusting people.
Yeah, well, true. But I think you have that vibe where people are like,
maybe.
Oh, he knows what he's doing and he's harmless. So let's let him give it a try.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So that all came, I didn't realize that was going on at that point. I mean, this is what, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
For what? For Zounds?
Yeah.
Zounds, the first show at Zounds Sounds B-Side was January 2024.
Okay, that was really recently.
Yeah, it's like a year and a half now. I met them the 2023 fair, so like October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then are you done with State Fair for now, or?
Being at the Observer, I have to be now.
Yeah.
Now I'm full. I was never like full time at State Fair. It was kind of a whenever they needed me thing, but it was enough to where I felt like I gained a lot from it. But yeah, with the Observer, I have to be. You know. So
tell us the story of how you ended up at the Observer. Were you contributing anything before that?
So I was on staff. This is again an audacious thing that I wouldn't recommend people do, but I was on staff at the Advocate magazine. Right. Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Not the huge one in San Francisco.
Dallas like the lake where each one neighborhood has its own version or whatever.
Yeah. So I it's funny. A woman wrote about the Granada show about me, and I was already writing for the blog at the time. And so after she wrote it, I was like, hey, can you send your boss to this? I also write, and they liked my stuff, so they hired me. So I'd been writing for the Advocate since high school. So I think like this was the beginning of last year. So this was maybe like 2 or 3 years at the Advocate. And I don't remember what the story was, but I got a comment from the person in charge at the Advocate, a criticism on a story that I thought was really good. I don't remember I wish I remember which one it was, but her comment was, "We're not the Observer, Simon." And I was like psyched about this story. So I was like, So then at the time,
that's like an insult almost.
Yeah. I guess I was like, yeah, well, no shots at the Advocate, but it's like it's as if I'm at the Observer now, like there's tiers for everything. If I was at the Observer and they were like, we're not the New York Times. I'm like, well, the Observer, like, you want this to be like the Observer? You know?
Yeah.
I think of it as bigger. So anyway, out of spite, I emailed, I'd never even met Eva Raggio at the time. I just found her email through the site and I was like, hey, I'm a writer. my boss just said, this is too much like the Observer to run. Do you want it? And Eva, Eva.
Yeah.
Really loved that. I mean, it sounds like her personality too.
Sure.
So, Eva and I hit it off, and then I started freelancing for the Observer. I think technically breaking some kind of non-compete, but then I had to like restructure my contract with the Advocate. So there was a time where I was writing for both, and then the full-time position at the Observer for music, culture, and food opened that I'm in now.
How long were you doing stuff for Observer before that happened?
So that a little under a year. I think I first started writing for them February last year, and I started this job in January 25.
Yeah, I just feel like because you would write and I would like do the photos for shows, and then I can't remember. I just remember being like, wait a minute, you're on the staff now? Like I didn't even see it happening. I don't remember an announcement or anything. It just all of a sudden you are.
It happened over holidays. So it's kind of buried. Like I was announced like during like the Christmas break.
Okay.
So my first day was literally January 1st or 2nd of this year. So
wow.
So yeah, it was like a little under a year of freelancing, and then it opened up.
Okay. And so like you're covering like mostly music and any culture?
Music, culture, and food.
Oh, you are covering food too.
Yeah. I never really written about food until the Observer. Aside from like this restaurant's opening.
Right.
So that's been
like
new.
what kind of food articles? That's.
I mean, I try. A lot of it like. This is the downside of being on staff is that like, if you're a freelancer, you can just say no to stuff.
Sure.
So a lot of the food stuff I write is like, hey, this place is opening, or here's what you need to go try. But it's also really fun. Like I wrote a really cool cover story a couple months ago. Have you heard? I've been to Arwa Yemeni Coffee in Richardson.
Mm-mm.
It's this Yemeni coffee shop, like the country.
Okay.
Yeah, and like the beans are different. It's cool, and they have a lot of teas. That this place has been they opened like 2 years ago, and now they have like 30 locations around the country. It's nuts.
Oh wow!
And this place is so popular that this strip in Richardson, they've totally kind of changed the trajectory of this neighborhood, and now that entire shopping center is Middle Eastern small businesses. And it's really cool.
Huh.
Purely buoyed by how popular Arwa is. So I wrote that was a really cool story because that's one of my favorite spots.
I think I have driven past that now. That sounds familiar.
You should stop by. It's a great place for writers too because they're open till like 11 and 1 a.m.
Okay.
And you can get coffee. So it's like, I always go there. That was a really cool food story. And
right.
I've gotten to write some fun stuff. But ultimately, I mean, when I was hired, they knew I had never really written food. So I'm more of a music and culture guy.
Right.
But.
No, that's like that was my secret weapon. It's like, because I'll write reviews, not as much now in the new regime, but I'd be like, oh, I don't want to write this. I don't know about this band. I just want to shoot him. I'm like, oh, Simon will do it. He's on staff. It doesn't cost him anything extra.
Yeah, right.
You know? That would be my little trick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, we'll come back to that too. But so you're still booking, well, now you're booking shows at Zound. Like that's happening like kind of regularly? Like how often are you doing that?
A couple a week normally. It was when I had the OTO thing, it was just wherever would take me. And then I haven't done that now because I have a formal place.
Oh, you did more than one OTO show?
There were 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like, I would promote them for like 4 months and then it would be a big thing. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It was like kind of like a pay-per-view like structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but now it's great with Zounds because I have a place, all the time. And then I don't know if I just bought into a movie theater in Oak Cliff, which is really cool.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's called Spacey. It's really great.
Just like a regular theater? Or?
No, it's like Zounds. Well, it's meaning it's small. It's only 35 seats, and it's like a DIY kind of room.
Okay.
But 35 is legit. I mean, how many movies have you been to where more than 35 people were there?
Not a lot lately.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It's just like a screening room in Oak Cliff.
So
and
it's
Tyler
for
Station.
like independent films and like young filmmakers or new filmmakers.
Yeah, and we do a lot of like international stuff that just doesn't get theatrical run. So there's a really heavy like international film scene that comes through because there's no other place to see that stuff. And then I tried it. There's a guy named Tony started it years ago, and I met him. And my background with Zounds, I'm honestly more into movies than I am music. So we connected pretty well, and so now I'm partnered with him halfway on it. So
can we talk about the film that you were working on that I know about? Is that still happening?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is. It's not. I don't have anything to say about it that's interesting yet. I mean, I can't show you anything right now.
Well, we don't. I'm not editing that much in this podcast, but no. So it's like Polyphonic Spree. Is that right?
Oh, that's not a thing anymore. Well, so that was
okay.
I mean, I was working on a documentary about this. It's my favorite band.
Okay.
You know, it's weird. Like, it's almost a little embarrassing. Like, I went into a coffee shop the other day, and someone I didn't know, like the owner, I guess he had read my stuff, and he was like, "Oh, you're the big Tripping Daisy guy." And I was like, "Really? Like, I'm known just for being a fan of Tim." It's a little embarrassing, but I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we very briefly over like a couple weeks shot some stuff with my friends and I. We went to a show, and then I did a couple interviews. But that was, Chris passed away.
Yeah.
And that just,
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. He was my connection to doing it. And then if I were to pick it back up, I would feel weird telling the story if we missed that moment when Chris passed away. You know what I mean? Like, it's so, that won't be a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But
I mean, did you talk to Tim? Have you met Tim?
Yeah, I've met him. I didn't ever do the sit down. We did a proper sit down with Poppy.
Okay.
And then we shot one of the shows. It was very
I've had
early
all
on.
of these people on the show, by the way.
I know. Yeah.
That's funny.
Dallas famous.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I've really made it finally sitting here.
Yeah.
I also didn't know it was going to be on video. So,
yeah.
You told me, but I didn't know when you asked me.
Yeah.
It's kind of intense. Yeah. This is new, right?
Yeah, it's intense for me too. I was talking about how I feel like I'm still figuring it out. I'm still, there's definitely a level of nerves that have not been there before, and since I first started doing it, with the bright lights, and I mean, also for me, there's the added like, oh, is the technical going to be okay? When I get home, is the shot going to be in focus? Or
right. There's more things to worry about.
Yeah, absolutely. But everybody says that you have to add video to make it, cooler or more viable, or I don't know what, but I feel like you put video, it's a talk show, it's on a podcast, but there will be obviously some people are just listening and not watching, and you're missing out because Simon's cute, but but go back to Zounds Sounds. So like what kind of shows are you booking there? Is it like, do they have to be graduates from Zounds Sounds?
No, not at all. Amazing shirt, by the way. 20-year anniversary of the school this year. Yeah,
so I was at the show that I went to, or no? They gave me the shirt, but then I came to the
one at Granada.
No, but I came to B-sides for
Motorcade.
Motorcade, that's right.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah.
So to the uninitiated, Zounds Sounds is a music school for going on 20 years this year. The B-side is a extension of it. It's connected in the building. It's like a little DIY music venue. So a lot of the people that play there are former Zounds students or Booker T students, but we have touring bands coming through all the time. I think that naturally, because we're a DIY space, we tend to gravitate towards like punk bands and a lot of metal bands and stuff. But I mean, you were at Motorcade, which is like a new wave sort of, and those are also old dudes, well, old compared to
younger. I think they might be younger than me. I'm not sure.
Compared to the 16-year-olds that normally play there.
I see. So but it's some people's first live stage, probably.
A lot of people. Yeah. But they're all really great. You know, I try to sort of toe the line between like understanding this is a place for you to try stuff out and be new, but also it's not like the Wild West. Like it's not like anyone gets on stage and goes crazy. Like right. I do generally like everyone that has played there. I wouldn't, well, no, not even generally. Like I'm into everyone who's played there,
okay.
I have to be there, so I don't want to listen to it if I think it sucks.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a whole lot of young people going crazy. August was our biggest month ever. It was crazy. And then on Sunday we had 18 songwriters. It was like a Dallas songwriter festival.
Yeah.
It's like a who's who of,
Yeah,
Dallas
I wanted to
folks.
go, but it just there's so much going on right now.
Yeah, it was also like 7 hours long.
Well, I would have come in for like the middle or something.
Yeah. It was cool. We'll do it again.
Yeah, I'm sure. So that's with the movie theater. Like, I mean, you definitely belong on this show because you're doing all these cool things. I mean, you're giving stages to both musicians and filmmakers. And I mean, how are you being received as a writer? I mean, you said one guy recognized you as being a Tim fan, but like, are you?
Yeah.
Do you hear that a lot? Do you go places?
Yeah, I hope people like it. I think, on a local level, I actually think that on a local level, you probably get recognized more than if you were at a national place. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I've just met so many people and word of mouth. But no, it's been cool. I can't tell how much of it is honest and how much of it is like oh, we want him to write about our next album or whatever. But
there's that.
I'll take
no, I know
way.
that I'm more than Dallas. Well, I mean, I'm very Dallas famous because I went to Sprouts and my deli girl recognized me.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, well, okay.
That's the line,
That's
right?
Something. Yeah. I mean, I used to work at Sprouts, so it's like I graduated, sort of. But talk a little bit. I mean, you lived in Chattanooga when you were young, so you pretty much have only lived here as an adult. But talk about how you see the Dallas music scene, the Dallas film scene, like as compared to other scenes, perhaps, or just what is special about it here.
Yeah, I mean, I've traveled too. I think what's special is probably about art in Dallas is also probably its biggest flaw, is that I kind of think that artists in Dallas don't realize that Dallas is like one of the biggest cities in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We sort of operate, art people in Dallas operate as if it's this like really small town, and like everyone knows each other, which is cool. But I think that there needs to like, I get bothered sometimes by like, we got to have some pride. Like we're like top 10 market for everything in the country. Why are, it's a little too small towny sometimes. Like, I think that a lot of people can feel a little bit, I think a lot of people put a low ceiling on themselves because they're a Dallas artist and they think I have to go to Austin to make it and I have to go to LA to make it. And that becomes true because so many people think it. Yeah. But really, we have all the venues, we have the galleries, no matter your medium, right? Like, this is a huge city with a lot of money and a lot of cool things. If I like what you said about next generation, that'd be nice. But if I were to be any kind of champion of something, just be like, just stay in Dallas and make it, because Dallas is huge. It's, we're not like some podunk place.
I think part of that, because like I've lived in LA a lot for a long time, and I think part of that is there is such a separation. Like LA, almost everyone is in the arts, and even if they're not, they know someone that is, and they want to be part of it. They, Austin, music capital of the world, which I don't agree with in any way.
Comedy, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's the music capital of Texas. Yeah. But again, it's like I remember I was playing like an afternoon gig, and people came in from other cities and they were like, oh my God, it's an Austin musician. And like everybody feels like they have to tip you because this is music town and you're a musician, so we owe this to you. Right. And like here, there's this big separation between artists and everybody else. That's the way I see it. Like, but you put it in a way that I hadn't thought about it before, because that's what it comes down to, is like our little artistic circle is huge. It's bigger than some whole other scenes, like times 4 or something.
100%. In big cities too.
Yeah.
I have a friend, do you know Thaddeus Matula? He's a film director. He directed at 30 for 30, that won an Emmy. I'm saying this because I don't want to steal his point, but he said it about Dallas in a really way that I've always thought, was that he feels like people in Dallas don't value experiencing late stage art in its full form, but they don't value like the experience or the journey. In the sense of like how you mentioned in Austin, like, oh, this is a struggle, you know what I mean? There's a lot of cover bands. There's a lot of big artists that tour through here that everyone wants to see, but there's no like middle class. Yeah. Whereas I feel like that's the key to building a really cool scene that Austin has, that New York has, is like there's this middle class that supports each other, but also is elsewhere not middle class. You know what I mean? Right. Interesting. He put it in a really good, I don't want to steal his point, but that was the best way I've ever heard anyone wording it. Is like there's no value placed on the journey, only on the product in Dallas. Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good point, because I've seen some bands go from like, who are they, to like, Leon Bridges is like one example. Not that I was here for that, although I did work with him at the beginning. So I remember before he had a record deal. Sure. And he was so shy on our show that like we had to give him a beer and feed him lines for an interview. Yeah. What show was that? The Chevy Music Showcase. Okay. It was what I worked on out of LA that brought me to Dallas, actually. Yeah. Charlie Crockett, I remember him doing like a CD release show first at like, what was that club? I can't think of the name of it, but it's like a tiny little club over here. And then now he's, blown up. He's like huge, Well, you notice the gaps you're saying, right? Yeah. It's like, I knew when he was small, and now all of a sudden it's an arena. Like, you know what I mean? There's you don't see the progression as much.
Yeah, it's there. Here. Like they're working their way up.
It's just not in Dallas.
Yeah, exactly.
You go, there's this thing like you have to you start in Dallas, then you go somewhere else to make it, and then you come back to Dallas. And I think that sucks. That makes no sense.
Well, I mean, part of it is that the infrastructure here doesn't support you when you get to that level. You know, I mean, people like Joshua Ray, like Erica, some others, they move back or they stay here, but they're, you know, I mean, yeah, Joshua's a State Fair, but like then you get signed to a bigger label. There's no labels here like at that level.
Right. State Fair is kind of the only one.
Yeah. And I mean, but if like your point, like there's no reason that there shouldn't be, you know? And I mean, I heard somebody talking about how Texas Music Office is still trying to pump Austin up as the biggest music city. And it's like, we're homegrown. Like the artists here come from here mostly, you know? I mean, I didn't, so I'm, you know, but I'm just saying that the musicians, you know, Austin, it's a bunch of people that came from other places to make it in Austin, LA, the same thing, New York, very similar.
But credit to that, they, especially like comedy, they've like totally transformed Austin. It's because, and I think it's a collective people like caring and like, we're going to make this a thing. And I don't think anybody thinks that way about Dallas.
I think they're getting there. I think there's people that are trying to champion that. So
they're trying. Yeah. I think it's a bigger groundswell of people in Austin, and they have done a great job. And I mean, you know, people in Dallas are like a little cynical about Austin sometimes, but they do a great job, you know.
Well, again, I think part of that maybe is that it's the artists can't do it. It's got to be the people with money that aren't artists, you know, and also who's the audience. It's like you can't be a bunch of artists. It has to be the whole population. And you know, everybody's afraid to come to Deep Ellum if they don't know that Deep Ellum is still kind of fine, you know?
Yeah. They have this idea they want me to, I probably shouldn't say this, but there's this joke at the Observer. They want to have this idea of me, like, you know, all the street closures and stuff at Deep Ellum. They want me to like do a lap of Deep Ellum at like 2 a.m. and do like a running diary of what I see. Like,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, I know. But it's kind of just like plays into everyone's
it does, yeah,
craziness. But hey, we're doing our best. Like a movie theater and a venue, you got podcasts, you're at a show every night.
Yeah. Well, God, not
lots
every
of people
night
are
anymore.
trying.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it's encouraging that you are. Why do you feel like you've got this drive? Where does this come from?
I wish I had a cool story. I just like doing stuff. You know what I mean? I like. I guess. What else am I gonna be doing on a Thursday night? Like,
sure,
why not? Yeah, I want to put together a show.
I mean, there's definitely. I mean, like a lot of the music scene is younger. Like, I don't know them all. Like I know you, but there's definitely there's no shortage of it. But it's just that's what again, going back to the beginning of this chat, is like what's interesting to me is like you're approaching it in such a way, like you're covering it, you're at the same time you're growing it, you know. I don't know.
That's why I can't call myself a journalist, because that would be some kind of ethical flaw, probably.
I guess. Yeah. Well, Observer crosses the line with that a little bit. And I mean, like nowadays journalism, whatever, like you're not a journalist, and like you're not out there and you're not trying to find some like, you know, hidden story in that way. You're basically trying to shine lights on cool stuff that's happening, right? Yeah. So
just write about what I think is interesting. And I think that part of what I not resent about just I got into writing in a weird way, you know. It was like blogs, I've never taken a journalism class in my life. You know, I don't know anything about journalism. And also I think that part of a big hallmark of the craft is a separation between you and what's happening. Mm-hmm. And I really resent that. Like I just think that the writers I really like are, have you heard of Chuck Klosterman? Or David Foster Wallace, or like Hunter S. Thompson and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
These are the classics, right? And what makes them great is how you're right in the face of things, right? You're not writing, you're not interviewing about what happened yesterday. You're there, you know, and that's what makes them great. And what I hate about what a lot of things that's taught with journalism is that you need to be like a fly on the wall, separated from it. And I think that creates I think the writing is worse when it's like that. And I think that you're missing out on a lot of stuff. And I've always sort of been proud of what I've been able to accomplish as a writer without taking that route, because I want to throw my own shows. I think that makes my writing better. And I think I know people better, and I learn about more things in a much more intimate way that some would say ethically maybe is a little gray, but I think it turns a better product, you know. And I just wish more writers felt that way. I want to read more writers that write that way.
I mean, when I have written articles, it's always with people that I am familiar with. It's people that I know. It's like, and I agreed. I want it. I do interview them, but it's like, I don't want to be separate. I'm not separate. I'm part of that culture. And so I'm just trying to, in fact, I think maybe you feel the same way. It's like most people aren't in the art. And so it's more interesting for them to see like what's going on, you know, behind it. So you were hinting at that you're writing a movie, and then you kind of, what's up with that?
It's funny you say that about writing. I think that I don't want to just be like journalism angst podcast, but but I love my job, and I also love Zounds and Spacey, and it's like really special to me. But I also, this is really overthinking it. You could make an argument, but I don't want myself to be reliant on other people doing cool stuff. I think a lot of writing is that. It's like, I gotta wait till
photography.
You gotta wait till someone else does something cool, and then you're part of it. I don't want to feel like I'm following things. So I've long viewed writing as a way for me to remain as close to a bunch of things as possible before I put all the chips in and double down on, I'm going to be the artist now, and this is what I want to do. I've always wanted to make films. It's always, honestly, writing has just been a way for me to get closer to people that are making films. And I you know, so I definitely don't want to write. I'll always write. I don't want to write for a newspaper forever. As long as I can. The Observer's great. I get to go to concerts and eat food for free and write about it. It's like the dumbest job.
Yeah.
Sorry if Patrick's watching this. I'm working on a film.
Okay.
Shooting it in October.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
in Canton, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Can you tell us anything about
it? It's something it's like a thing I've written many drafts of for a long time. It's about, I don't even want to bother you with the whole story. It's about
yeah, I mean, because we don't want to hear what you have to say. That's not why we're here.
It's very Southern. It's very romantic, and it's either really happy or really sad, I think, depending on where you are in life when you watch it. It'll be really good too. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how far along are you on it? Are you done writing it, or?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I have enough people to shoot. The hardest part is I've taken photos, but I don't know anything about video. The hardest part is getting like audio. I want it to look and sound really good.
Sure.
I'm sure you know a lot more about that than I do. So I'm kind of navigating this like SMU film graduate gauntlet right now that I don't really know any of them. And I'm like, hey, I'm a writer. Come work with me. And it's like, you have to drive an hour to East Texas with me. So it's a little tricky, but it'll work out. I have a really grand plan that I hope will work, where at Zounds, I've had a lot of touring bands come through, a lot from Kansas City. That's been really, really great. Cool town to visit. But a lot of cool touring bands from a lot of East Coast stuff. And so I have a thing where whenever this film comes out next year, I want to take it on tour at like little colleges and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And at each city, bring in all the bands that have played at Zounds. Because they've sort of all done me a solid already. So then I want to go to their place and then bring a thing to them. And so have a film show and kind of traveling art circus. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I want to do that next spring.
Wait, you're gonna finish the movie that fast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a full length, like.
Oh, it's like 80 minutes.
Okay. All right.
So full length but short. Not making like an epic.
But that's your future, though. Is you want to be a filmmaker?
Or that's always been the goal. Yeah.
Right on.
Dabble with a lot of things, but like that's ultimately what I love.
I guess that makes sense though, because if you're not living all these experiences, what are you going to write about exactly? You know, I mean, I guess people do, but it just, you know.
Yeah. It's just kind of, it's existentially scary to grow old into a job and realize that everything I did relied on someone else. You know what I mean? And it's maybe selfish to think that, but I want to, I want to express something that's fully myself, not as a critique, or not a critique, but as a reflection of what someone else did,
Right. Yeah. No, that's, I mean, I get it. I totally get it. Again, I mean, I love taking pictures, but when I first started and nobody knew who I was and wouldn't, like, I'd be like, hey, he wants to take photos, and nobody did. And I'm like, I can take only so many photos of my cat, Right. It's like having a subject that's doing something is what it's about. And so it's kind of I like that you're finding a way to not rely to make the art.
And I really feel like every day that goes by that I don't have something like that, I just get this really antsy feeling. It's a really dramatic way I'm doing it. Where I'm like, it's gonna be a movie and a tour, and it's all gonna be me. It's like a little egotistical, but
I think if you have people join in, like it becomes more of a family, and maybe a few people like, hey, that sounds like fun. Let's all do that together.
Hopefully, it'll be great. Next spring will be really, really cool.
Right on. I mean, is there something that I missed? Is there something else you do that I don't know about?
Probably. That's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, Simon, this is fantastic. I mean, again, hope for the future, hope for arts for the future, hope for Dallas. I appreciate it. I hope people out there read Simon, check out the shows and the films. And here's a question. If somebody wants to play Zounds Sounds, if somebody wants to show a film at your place, like what do they do?
All of them have their own separate social media channels, but I'm on Instagram, and I'm pretty easy. I'm sure it's really easy to find my phone number and email through on the internet. So
great.
Don't be a stranger.
Just call.
Yeah.
Call. But I mean, like for bands specifically, like is that something like you can do shows there?
Well, yeah. I mean, again, not a free for all, but just Zounds Sounds B-side on Instagram and Spacey DTX on Instagram for the movie theater.
Okay.
And my name's Simon Pruitt.
Okay. Yeah.
You can buy this t-shirt, this amazing, sexy t-shirt that Andrew's wearing as well.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we will be looking for all the good stuff, and hopefully you and I will collaborate on some more shows if we do any more shows. And
thanks for having me. I feel like the two thresholds for making it in Dallas were Dallas famous, and then Eva always says you have to beef with Desi at some point. That if Desi hasn't hated you for a period, you haven't really made it. So I'm like halfway there.
I have not made it. We get along really well.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Maybe he's mellowed out over the years, but I feel like this is thanks. I feel honored. The other people you have, I've listened to the show. It's like a lot of people that have done a lot of really cool things for a very long time in Dallas. So
I've told this too. It's like if I just had people who have been doing things for a long time, my audience would be like 45 and up. And, that's pretty boring. So, and also there's just because it's under like my radar, like who the hell am I? I'm just the host of the show. I don't, I'm not the decider of things, it's just, but anyway, I was right. You've been a great guest. Thanks for coming down.
Appreciate you. Good to see you as always.
I'd like to thank Simon Pruitt for being a great guest. You can check out his articles on the Dallas Observer, and you can check out his shows at Zounds Sounds. Thank you to the Deep Ellum Community Center for letting us record here. Theme song Unstoppable by Salim Nuralla, and the outro is The Place to Be by Electric Ants. Thanks again to the Mullen & Mullen Music Project for their support. Like, subscribe, and share the podcast, and we'll see you next week.